Good evening. My name is Barbara Mack, and I am the instructional coach at Randolph Park Elementary School. My presentation is going to be on improving third grade reading scores on the Aspire test at Wiggins Elementary School. Wiggins Elementary School is a fictitious name. I am the presenter, Dr. Owens is the professor, and Dr. Linda Allen was my advisor. First, step one, we identified the problem. And the problem is third grade students at Wiggins Elementary School are not proficient in reading skills as measured by the required standardized test, the ART, which is the Alabama Reading and Math Test, and more recently, the ACT Aspire test. Some of the demographics at Wiggins Elementary School is, this school is located in Anniston, Alabama, and it is a part of the Anniston City School System. We serve 279 students in grades pre-K through 5. We serve a low socioeconomic area. 100% of the students receive free lunch, and we serve a majority of African American students. This is the enrollment for our school in 2015-2016 school year. I broke it down into grade levels from pre-K through 5th grade, and these are the number of teachers that we have and the number of students per grade level. Our main focus will be on 3rd grade, where we have 2 teachers and we had 34 students. Looking at the Alabama Reading and Math Test data from 2012-2013, this is what the data looks like. But before I go on, let me talk a little about the Alabama Reading and Math Test. This test measures the content standards for the state of Alabama. But when the ACT test came along, it tested our children on national standards, and which this is good for ACT because we want our children to be able to compete nationally. So in 2012-2013 school year, our 3rd grade students that scored in levels 3s and 4s was 59%, and those that scored not proficient was 41%. Level 1 means that they did not meet the academic content standards. Level 2 means they partially met the academic content standards. Level 3 means they meet academic content standards, and level 4 means they exceed academic content standards. So we can see that 59% of our children, meaning a little over half of our children, either meets or exceeds the academic content standards. So the Alabama Reading and Math Test scores, it was like a little bit over half was showing that they were ready, that they did meet the academic content standards. Okay, in 2013-2014, this is our first year giving the ACT Aspire reading test, which we knew that the test would be more rigorous than the Alabama Reading and Math Test because it's testing national standards, and which we want our children to be able to compete nationally. So when we looked at this data, it states that only 16% of our students was proficient. 16% of our students were proficient in meeting those academic content standards, and 87% were not proficient in meeting those content standards. So we know that was a new test for the students, but with that many being low, we knew that we had to change our instructions. So what should we do? This right here was very alarming to us. So in 2013-2014, this is what it looked like. Now we wanted to compare 2014 to 2015, which we really didn't see too much of a difference. Our children are really showing that they cannot compete nationally with other children. Because here in 2014-2015 school year, only 15% of our children scored proficient in meeting those standards. And we still have a very high range of 85% showing that they are not proficient. So we see that this is a problem. we need to change our instructions, or we're going to have to do something in order to prepare our students for this ACT test. So, the people that this problem is going to impact, it's going to impact the administrators, the teachers, students, parents, and the community. Especially the administrators, because now they're going to have to spend more time in developing a new school improvement plan to help our third graders, or just to help our teacher and our school as a whole to increase these tests. But it will really impact our communities, because once our schools are labeled as failing schools, businesses do not want to come and start and relocate there in that area. So that right there would really hurt our economic system there in Anniston. Step 3, we had to select a representative committee to address the problem. And the committee is, we knew that we had to put our principal, the instructional coach, the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th grade teachers had to be part of the committee, along with our special education teacher, our parent specialist, a parent, and a student. One thing I want to emphasize is the special education teacher, because we know that special education teachers work with struggling students, and they have strategies to help pull those students up. So the special education teacher, really along with the instructional coach and the principal, will probably take the lead role in helping to develop new strategies for the teachers in order for the students to improve their skills. After we identified the problem, we wanted to identify the limitations on the group's decision making. What would be our limit? These are some of the things that would stop us, or would be problems, or would be hindrances in us achieving our goal. One is that our students are very transit. Once we develop an IEP for that child, they may stay there for 2 or 3 weeks, and then they go and move to another school system. So the children in our system is very transit. And then 2, lack of time. If teachers feel like they don't have time to implement this new procedure or these new strategies that we're getting ready to teach them, then they're not going to be cooperative. And we do need the teacher to cooperate with the new plan that we're about to put in place. Our finances would be a problem also, because we know that finances are very limited in education, and our parents are very undereducated as far as helping our students to understand and to teach our students the skills. Step 5, the criteria to measure the possible solution. We knew that we were going to have some criteria in place that was measurable in order to see if we are really making an impact on our struggling reading students in 3rd grade. So each solution must be monitored. Data must be collected and data measured for effectiveness. Each solution must be supported by a research-based program. We don't want to just get any program. We want to get a research-based program that states that, hey, we have had this problem and we used this program and we found good results from that program. And this program has to have measurable components to determine the effectiveness of that program. Step 6, generate proposed solutions. Students that scored, these are our proposed solutions. Students that scored in levels 1s and 2s on the Aspire test, they will have mandatory RTI time from 7 o'clock to 7:45 daily. And then mandatory bi-weekly grade level meetings will be held for teachers in grades 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. And then we also want to implement a professional learning community. These are the solutions that we came up with. Next, we had these solutions supported our mission statement also. We wanted to make sure that we were in line with the mission statement, and our mission statement is simply to build lifelong learners through explicit instruction and effective professional development for teachers. We want to prepare our teachers to give explicit instructions to our students. Step 7, solicit feedback. We distributed the survey at a PTO meeting one night, and when we collected the surveys up, this is the results that we solution 1. Solution 2 had 15% and solution 3, 6%. Step 8, making decisions on the proposed solutions. Well, we know that solution number 1 had the most approved, was most approved by our parents, the teachers, and the stakeholders. So that will be one thing that we will do. Students that score in levels 1s and 2s will have mandatory RTI from 7 to 7:45 daily, and we're going to have mandatory bi-weekly grade level meetings for 2nd, 3rd, and 4th graders, for 4th grade teachers. Step 9, implement the solution. Solution number 1 will begin in August when we first get back to school. We're going to put that into teacher schedules, 7 o'clock to 7:45. We will begin our day with RTI for those struggling students. Our professional learning community was already implemented in 2015-2016, but we're going to revamp that to let it focus more on skills and strategies that can help us to improve our problem. Bi-weekly grade level meetings will continue. Step number 10, evaluate the implementations. We will evaluate them using 2 methods, the summative and the formative assessment methods. We know that in summative, we're going to use the Aspire test at the end of the year to see if what we have done improved our test scores. We're going to use weekly tests, our STAR reading test, and the Scantron test. Those are our summative assessments. And then our formative assessments will simply be the exit slips, the teacher's notes, and the classroom participation from the students. Because these assessments here, they're just ongoing. Those formative assessments are ongoing assessments that we can use each day. Step number 11, modify and adjust the implementations. Checkpoint meetings, we're going to check in October. We're going to come together and look at our data in October to see if the children